Hi everybody, this screencast is going to show you how to add content to your wiki page if people need to see a visual. So as you can see, I'm already logged into our class wiki. So that's the first thing you would do, but I'm already logged in. Now I'm actually going to scroll down and I'm going to find my individual page. You can see that you can't see all of the wiki pages, so if I click on see more, I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to search for my name, and now I'm on my page. Notice that when I'm on my page and I'm logged in, I have the edit button right here. So if I want to add content to my page, I'm going to use that edit button. And notice that the directions say that each candidate's wiki page should contain an image, a link to your blog, a link to Twitter, your professional web presence, and then your trends and EdTech materials and tic-tac-toe assignments. But today we're going to focus on how to put an image on your wiki page and also how to add a hyperlink. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit, and then notice that I get this taskbar up here that tells me that I can go ahead and add things in. So notice my cursor is blinking at the beginning of my directions up at the top, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move it down a little bit so you can see now I'm here. If I want to add a picture, first of all, I'm going to come up to this little picture where it says file, and it's going to say, well, where's your picture? We've got to find one. So I'm going to click on upload files, and then I'm going to find a picture that's already on my computer. In this case, I just put a picture on my desktop. I'm going to click the picture and say choose, and then you'll have to wait a minute and have the picture load. You could see right over here the little wheel is spinning, so it's going to take a minute sometimes, depending on your internet connection, for the picture actually to become visible. Notice it says here it's uploaded, and here it is. I click on it one time and it puts it in. Now that picture is pretty big, so I think I'm going to size it down. There's a couple ways to do that. You could see right here in the corner there, well actually let me come back to that because it's kind of, there we go. Nope, I'm going to come back to that. You could see right here on the picture at the bottom, you could say I want my picture aligned left justified, center, or right justified. Normally I'd put it in the center. And then I'm going to size it. I'm going to click the minus to make it a little bit smaller. And now it's going to be a little bit easier if I want to manually stretch it. Because when I click on it, now you could see in the corner, I can actually pull it down and make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to resize it there. And again, if I click on it, my little menu option comes back up. In this particular case, I might put a caption in so people know what this picture is. And I can say, this is me in PNC Ballpark in Pittsburgh, and say save. Now remember with your wiki that nothing is saved until you tell it to save. So I'm going to click on save. And you can see there's the image, and you can also see my little caption underneath. Now I want to add a link to my blog. I'm going to come up here, since I already opened up my blog, and I'm just going to copy the URL, control copy. Now I'm going to go back to my wiki page and I'm going to say edit. And again, I have to put the cursor wherever I want the link to go. So instead of up here, I'm going to click right next to my picture and just hit the enter tab a few times. I don't want it to be centered in this particular case, so I'm going to go up here to this little T and I'm going to say alignment left and apply. And now my cursor's back here. So here I might say read my blog. And if I want that phrase to link to my actual blog, I'm going to highlight it and come up here to link. Now, this is the only downside to Wikispaces that I really kind of think they need to fix. By default, it's going to say, hey, do you want to link to a page or a file? Well, no, we don't want to do that. We always want to link to a web address, or in some cases an email address, but most of the time it's going to be a web address. So I'm going to click that middle selection. It tells me this is the text that's going to be linked, and here's where I'm going to paste my URL. Now, I always like to click the new Windows box when I say add link, because that way when people click on that link, it's not going to take my wiki page away, it's going to open a new internet window. And again, same thing, I have to say save in order for it to be saved. Once it's saved, if I want to test it, I can click on my link, and notice it is going to take you there. So it worked. And notice it opened it in a new window. So let me go back here. One thing you'll notice also is when you have something that's linked and it's actually going someplace off of the wiki, you're going to see this little arrow right here. And that tells you, okay, you're leaving the wiki, and that's perfectly okay. So let me go through that process one more time just to make sure everyone knows how to add a link. This time, let's say we're going to link to Twitter. I'm going to go to Twitter. I'm going to copy the URL, control copy. Now I'm going to go edit. And then remember, I have to put the cursor where I want it to go. So I moved it down here. And let's say in this case, I just want to put control V and paste in the URL. Remember, you have to highlight it, come up to link. And remember, we have to click web address in the middle. Here's where I paste my link. And again, I'm going to say new window and add link. Same thing, I have to press save in order for it to save. So that's just a quick demonstration for you on how to add content to your wiki. When we get a little bit further in the course, there are other things that you can add as well. If we want to embed something with an embed code, I would do the same thing, go to edit, put my cursor where I want to embed something, and instead of selecting file, which by the way, when you select file, you can not only put an image in, but you can also put a PDF or a Word document in as well. But this time I'm going to go to widget. And widget is where I would actually get my little embed code and put it in there. So we'll talk about that another day, but for those of you that may know what that means, you can go ahead and take a look at that on your own. So hopefully you found this demonstration helpful.